And welcome to Dallas, Texas for the second game of our UFL Mother's Day matinee. This doubleheader here on the Virtual Football Network features next the Florida Sharks and the Dallas Talons alongside Charles Doherty. I'm Cameron Irvine, and we're back for another game. We got on the Hyperjet, and we're ready to go here from Big D.
Yeah, ready to go. And this is, it may look at first blush that this is going to be a blowout by Dallas, but let me tell you about Dallas. They're undefeated at home, which is great, but they're going up against the Florida Sharks, and they've lost a bunch of games, but only by a handful of points. The defense has been keeping the number of points scored against them very low, like under 20, at least in the last 3 or 4 games. And the other thing is on the offense, they're starting to improve each week. Joe Francis, I'm looking for Joe Francis to have a big game tonight. He's getting better every week. And I think the offense is starting to kind of gel.
The ball's on the tee, and we are underway as the kicker boots it to the goal line. Dallas on the return out to the 25-yard line on a beautiful day here in Texas. Cameron Duty is the quarterback for Dallas. And listen, if that 57-yard field goal doesn't go in for St. Louis last week, the Talons are your lone undefeated team in the UFL. A very strong team as Travius James gets the first carry. He only got a yard, somehow got out of that first tackle.
Yeah, first tackle. And I think the key here is the closing speed there for the Florida Sharks. I mean, they were able to stop them initially in the backfield, but James just powered through. But then at the end of the play, he had number 36, Harrison Quick, was showing how quick, and he earned that last name.
Rashad Lockley is number 1 and for this Dallas Talons offense, and he is a burner to the outside. Cameron Duty on the scramble.
Nice effort.
Read option for 9 yards. He's not a runner, but he was on that play.
Oh, they didn't go first. I thought he reached forward and crossed it, but we'll see.
I agree with you, Charles.
Good run, though.
Yeah, I thought he had it. The ball appears to be over the unofficial yellow line. 3rd and inches, they're going to throw for it. Duty fires down. Oh, it's dropped by the pass-catching halfback, Taryn Walls. And Dallas is looking around going, did that really just happen?
Yeah, that's poor execution on the part of Walls. Should have been turned around. I think earlier in that route, we would have been looking at a different story here.
So Dallas, surprisingly, will have to punt on their first possession, 3 and out for the Talons. This punt is going to dribble into the end zone. Oh, wow, and it bounced back almost. Wow, it was just a half a yard away. All right, here comes Joe Francis. Last week, 22 of 28. He had his best game by far, over 300 yards.
Yeah, like you said, I think he's getting better each week and looking for good things for him today.
Hand off to Sauce K, and K, who is their bell cow, picks up 6 yards over the first few games. He wasn't getting a lot of touches, and boy, the coaching staff heard it. He's had over 20 catches the last 3 games.
And that's great. I mean, I think a key part to the win for the Sharks tonight. It's going to be tough, like I said, but you got to get K a lot of touches, either out of the backfield as a pass or running it.
The Sharks are in their yellow pants today as I broke the tie today with Dallas also wearing a very similar blue, but they've got the silver trim as well. The handoff goes to Sauce K. He's got a lot of space. K dips under a defender and gets 15 to the 41-yard line.
Sauce K showed such first step speed going up that gap. I mean, the blocking was good, but he just made it so much better with that quick step, attacking that gap and heading straight downfield.
Florida, as we get another look at it, watch K right underneath the defender there. Florida in their last 3 games has lost 17-13, 17-10, 17-13. They don't need us to remind them about it, and I think they just smoothed up front.
Oh, wow. Offense. Yeah, not good. Way to slow down the momentum. Tighten it down on that line.
1st and 15 now for Florida off the penalty. We've yet to see them pass. 2 runs for K. And play fake now from Francis. He'll fire. Wow. That is caught wide open to the 44-yard line of Dallas. That's the tight end, Michael Joseph.
Nice, Michael Joseph. It's great when you got a tight end like that. that you know if you're giving him a route there at the first down marker, he's going to be just over it, and he's going to turn around waiting for your ball right at the right time. Great execution there by Florida.
You're talking a little bit about AI execution. You know, Florida has really struggled to get points, and we've done so much work on just their offensive performance all season long, and you can start to see it finally coming together. Hopefully it's not too little too late for the Sharks this season. Hand off to Kay. Kay up the middle, going to pick up a solid 8 yards. He's averaging 10 yards a carry in the early going.
So far the Sharks are clicking on offense. I mean, haven't made any mistakes from what I've seen so far.
2nd and 2. Hoping not for a false start. That's really been the only thing that has derailed
the. Had to bring that one. Mr. Happy.
It's another delay a game. They ran out of time.
Oh, see what you do, Cam? You opened up you pulled the cork on that one.
Yeah.
Still second.
Yeah.
That's all I got. That's all I got for you. If you're just joining us for the second game, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And we're hoping you're having a very relaxing and peaceful Sunday. 2nd down and 7. 2 procedure penalties on Florida here on the opening drive. They'll hand it off to Kay. And Kay nearly got a first down. Let's meet that Florida offense, which is led by Kay up front. Mark Anthony's their deep ball shot. He wears number 27.
Yeah, Mark Anthony, he's not the tallest receiver out there, but good speed and good route running. Most importantly, solid hands.
Florida's pretty balanced in their receiving core. They've mixed it up. You'll see Lamont Rutledge a second, a little bit of Tyson Gordon today as well. Sauce K on a 3rd and 2, shoves a defender for a first down.
I mean, Kay is playing next level so far, so early in this game. Every play he's been getting positive yardage and doing that extra, showing that extra strength, that extra will to get that first down and extra yards on the field.
So Joey asked earlier in the first broadcast, he was saying, why does St. Louis play in the quote-unquote Superdome? Shouldn't they be in the St. Louis Dome Stadium? Well, first off, we don't, as Jones gets a carry on a counter, that's a nice run of 9. We don't have old stadiums in the game, but also, too, it's not necessarily tied to an NFL stadium of a team in a similar stadium. Dallas, yes, is playing in a very similar-looking stadium, but not all teams do that. Denver, for example, plays in a stadium of maybe a current Super Bowl champion as Sauce K gets it out of the 19-yard line. Point is that no matter what stadium you play in, you're going to look good because C.J. Zilligan is the designer.
Indeed. Very impressive, and very impressive for Sauce K. Over 6-yard average per carry so far.
1st and 10, 6:05 to go in the first quarter. They fake the counter, and Francis is back. He had no chance. They have struggled protecting the quarterback, and Dallas wanted to send a little bit more pressure because they've struggled getting sacks on the quarterback. That was their adjustment this week.
I think you got to give credit to Briggs up front, and then also I think Daryl Andrews helped finish that off.
Francis stood no chance.
I mean, you sent two overwhelmed on the blocking scheme on that side, and they weren't expecting it, caught them off guard, and they paid for it.
And that was just a case of it's not a bad play call, but it's just a great play call by the opponent. Perfect situation. They'll hand it off to Kay to try to get some yardage, and they're not going to be able to get that. Let's look at the Dallas defense, which is led up front by Ryan Van Holten, 8 sacks this season, and watch out for Frank Bernstein on the back end.
Yeah, Van Holten is a nightmare for offensive linemen, trying to keep him out of the backfield. I mean, he's 6'1", 283, but he's got a great quick step and is excellent with his hands and blowing off that block when getting to the quarterback.
Julian Heim is the middle linebacker for Dallas, and they expect more out of him this week. He got the boost in their adjustments. Joe Francis all day. 3rd and 19 into the back. And it's caught. There's a flag. Did Mark Anthony step out of bounds? And that's the 3rd penalty on Florida's opening drive, and they'll have to take the 3.
That's just discipline, Cam. You got to know where you are on the field. I mean, I don't know if he was pushed out, but, man, that's unfortunate.
A 46-yard field goal for Florida to put the points on the board is good. 46 yards as our bingo from the first block continues. We already have 3 off the board, but 46 is our 12th called number. What are our called numbers right now, Charles?
Today's bingo numbers are 1, 3, 7, 10, 13, 17, 20, 21, 26, 33, 44, and 46.
It's getting long.
It's getting long.
It's getting to be
Getting
a
worried
long
it was going to
list.
go into the play, and you're going to start yelling.
Do I seem like an authoritarian to you, Charles? You've already called me a control
When it comes
freak.
to broadcast, yes.
Kick is away. Florida doesn't get the touchdown they wanted, but they do get points on the board, and Dallas yet to have a first down. That was a return to the 29-yard line of something I've never seen. I think that was Storm Lynch who just decided to spin for the heck of it. Is that a Michael Jackson?
I don't know. It just came out. It was organic.
As long as it's not a meerkat sound.
Wait for that. Wait for it.
4:37 to go in the first quarter. 3-0 Florida, and appreciate you, Ernest. Thanks for the shout out on the doubleheader. Handoff to Travius James. He is stood up and shut down. Let's meet the Florida defense. Up front, a little quiet, but their stars are their corners on the outside.
Exactly.
We have not seen Rashad Lockley get loose just yet for Dallas, and it's going to be tough against the Quick brothers.
Yeah, I mean, you'd say, though, that the Quicks maybe a little on the shorter side, but they're going up against a wide receiving core. I mean, they've only got a couple wide receivers that are over 6 foot tall, so, you can't give height as an advantage today.
2nd down and 8. The handoff, or the Duty play fake, and he actually overthrew his intended target, and he's off to an 0 for 2 start. 3rd down and 8 coming
That was
up.
a half step off, Cam. I mean, a little bit earlier, a little bit crisper, and we would have been looking at different result on the field.
3rd and 8. Dallas trying to avoid back-to-back 3-and-outs to start the contest. Duty has time
There you
over
go.
the middle. There's Lockley. First down to the Florida 45-yard line. It was only a matter of time.
Yeah, the route was before the number 1. Lockley ran the route ahead of the zone coverage, and Duty just did perfect execution, great decision making, and we're looking at a first down.
Joey Hudson asks, have you guys ever heard of Axis football? Actually, we met the creator of it in his home state of North Carolina, Danny Jugan, and we had some talks with him a few years ago about working together. Didn't pan out, but he's a good guy.
And Cam is not a name dropper for those of you that might be.
I usually am not, but
I know.
I'll
I just
drop
want
his
to back.
name.
No, I just want to back you up on that.
1st and 10 of the 46-yard line. Play fake for Cameron Duty. Fires down
Look
the
at
field,
that.
and Lockley's got a catch to the Florida 30-yard line.
All right, took a couple jabs at Duty earlier, and he's firing it up right there, and it helps when Lockley is running those great routes too.
Cameron Duty's on pace for an over 4,000-yard season. Watch the somersault by the defender coming in. Whoop! landed
on his
right on
head.
his noggin.
Oh my gosh!
Sumler.
Here we go.
Maybe his last name's Summer, and he misspelled it after that head check.
Doink.
1st and 10 at the 30. Cameron Duty checks it down. That is his expert tight end, Neil Rivers, who's a red zone target.
Yeah, so far on this drive, the Talons are finding holes in that zone coverage. You got to turn the heat up. If you're going to do that for the Sharks, you got to turn the heat up on the blitz.
Harrison quick on that last tackle. 2nd down and 5 for Dallas. They fake it to James. Now Duty's going into the end zone. The pass is incomplete, but a flag. If that is pass interference, and that's the 4th accepted penalty on Florida in the first quarter. They call it on Harrison Quick. It puts the ball at the 1.
Let's go, baby. Mike's 50.
Good place to run it here, but we'll see.
Duty hands it off. That's Walls in the game, and he is stood up.
Wow.
Wow, Taryn Walls not having a good first quarter.
And Samson Marshall just met him and told him, no, sir.
2nd and goal. Now they'll go in the eye. Travius James is back in the game. Lockley's at the top of the screen. They're going to throw. Cameron Duty looking for Lockley on a slant. Not a terrible play call, but Duty just misfired.
Yeah, misfired. A little too far out of the hands, out of reach of that receiver. I think an outstretched arms would have done any good on that play.
So 3rd and goal from the 1. Will they finally give it to James in the backfield? Lockley's at the top of the screen. 1:39 to go. No, they're going to throw it. Duty sacked. What a stop by Florida. Favors with the sack. And I am stunned by the play calling there from the Talons. They didn't give it to Travius James once. He is one of the leaders in the league in rushing touchdowns this season.
Oh, my God. I mean, that was great execution there. On the outside, didn't have an answer to it, and brought him down in the backfield. I mean, that was just, I'm just speechless there that they didn't just run it up the middle. I mean, I would not have even thought about playing a pass call on that one.
Florida sold out for the backfield as that 21-yard field goal is good. That we already have that number called, but if you're new to the game today, 21 is a called number for your second game only card. But yeah, we still have the same 12 called numbers previous from the first game. But I want to go back to the third down call because Florida sold out. Travius James was actually wide open. He was going out on a little float route, and if Duty would have had just a millisecond more time, that would have been a walk-in touchdown.
Definitely. I mean, yeah. I mean, you have to think quickly. But I think the middle of the line might have been a little exposed up there if you did a sneak or maybe even a draw play up the middle.
Tony D had said in the chat prior to that play, Sharks can't catch a break. Well, they certainly did on that goal line stand. On the kick return for Florida, still no kick or punt returns this season in the UFL, so we're going to have to figure things. We're going to have to do some more tweaking on that.
Maybe we'll see one tonight. You never know.
We like return touchdowns.
Oh, they're awesome.
So Joe Francis comes back out. Florida, the shocking thing about this first quarter is that Florida has a UFL record 4 penalties in the first quarter but we're still tied at 3. Handoff Sauce K around the left side, and K picks up 5 yards, 8 carries, 46 yards in the opening quarter.
Yeah, his average is going down a bit, but still over 5. I mean, he's doing what he needed to do.
9 runs to just 1 pass so far for the Sharks because that throw to the end zone did not count. Handoff to K, first down to the 39-yard line. Can't blame Florida either. They're running all over Dallas right now.
I mean, the way K's running and how fast he's quick. Right when he gets that ball, he's so fast up that line.
And K was boosted today just like all of the claimed players on the Sharks. That was what they voted for in terms of progression. In terms of game plan, Florida trying to improve their red zone offense. Just 5 touchdowns on 14 red zone attempts this season, but we have not gotten a chance to see Florida in the red zone just yet. 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. They will not get the playoff before the end of the quarter. And we've got another interesting ball game brewing. This one in Texas, 3-3 between the Talons and the Sharks right here on BFN.
That's a nice-looking stadium.
Alongside Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine. And yes, a beautiful stadium here in Dallas and a loud crowd, just like we had in St. Louis earlier. Look at Sauce K and a face mask at the end of it. More penalties here in the first half. This one on Dallas, and that's going to set up the Sharks down into field goal range.
Yeah, I mean, the running play for Sauce K tonight, he's just juking and jiving and having his way against that defense of the Talons. They got to figure out a way, put an extra man on the line somehow to stop him from getting that yardage he's getting.
Juan says in the chat, don't bottle up the sauce. I'm going to use that in some form or fashion later in the game. This is a bubble screen out to Lamont Rutledge, unclaimed. He's a very fast receiver, picks up 6.
Yeah, that's a great play. I mean, they were expecting a run. It's a nice way to sneak a pass play, a quick pass play at that.
The new numbers, Ray, are 21, 3, and
I'll let you
46. Well, those are just the game 2 numbers. Don't confuse her.
You missed a good run there by Sauce again.
I'm sorry. I just
Ray. Come on, Ray.
All you got to do is pay attention, Ray.
Settle down.
First down and 10 at the 20. Hand off to Sauce again. That is carry number 12 here in the first half, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, they're moving. I like it how they're leaning on the run a lot, but they're sneaking in some pretty effective pass plays.
And they moved again.
What is going on?
What is the deal with the Florida Sharks in the first half? I think that one was on Sauce K. That is their 5th accepted penalty in the first half. Joe Francis fires it out to Kay. Nothing there. I think 5 penalties is a record for a game. I'm going to look that record up, Charles, while you tell the people what they should do on 3rd and 14.
On third and 14, definitely a pass route. I mean, you don't need to put a lot of pressure, I think, on Francis on this one. Just drop back into coverage and let the offense come to you.
They toss it over the middle. Michael Joseph got a block, and he's going to end up 3 yards short of the first down. They could go for it, but it's a 30-yard field goal from here.
Yeah, I think it was a smart play on both sides. The defense was expecting a deeper throw, and the offense did something to get the kicker in better position. But I think you could give kind of credit for the defense for keeping it out of the end zone, but it's not bad walking away with 3. Especially in this tight game.
This is a 30-yard field goal for Florida to put them up 6-3. 30-yard field goal for the Sharks is up, and it is good. So 30-6 are your bingo numbers off the board. Charles can't find the mouse on the giant monitors here at VFN headquarters, but he got it, and Florida has a 3-point lead. These are the numbers from Game 1 and Game 2. Go ahead, Doherty.
All right, the numbers today are 1, 3, 6, 7, 10, 13, 17, 20, 21, 26, 30, 33, 44, and 46.
There you go, Joey. 30 is one of those numbers from the earlier game. And we looked up the record, and because our website is so prestigious, we found it. And it is a record already in a UFL game. Florida's 5 accepted penalties. Washington, Minnesota, and Phoenix had 4 penalties in a game earlier this season, and there's another one on Florida. Their 6th penalty in the first half.
Yeah, that's not the record you want to break. A lot of mistakes. I think it's a discipline a little bit. Maybe some nerves that need to be settled here going into Dallas. Something's got to be done. This could influence the game significantly.
They have as many penalties as they have points right now. Unbelievable. Play fake, Cameron Duty, all kinds of time in the pocket. That pass is complete, making a man miss. First down to the Florida 37-yard line. That's Isaiah Taylor.
Yeah, well done by Isaiah Taylor, getting some extra yards there when it looked like it was going to be, decent catch, but made it even greater with that yard after catch. Good moves.
What do you make of the? I mean, we just came from St. Louis where there was a combined 1 penalty in the whole game, and then just 10 minutes later, it's just Florida. This is just stunning to me.
Maybe it's they're trying to get used to all the changes. I have no idea. Just discipline. They just got to fix it.
They feel a little cursed.
Yeah, whatever it is, they got to fix it.
They start to get the offense going, and then now the penalty bug has hit them. Hand off to Walls on a counter. This time a little bit of room, but wrapped up quickly by Elijah Quick. Elijah Quick and Harrison Quick, as mentioned earlier, the 2 stars of this defense.
And the bad thing is, or it's unfortunate, is that it's overshadowing the performance of Sauce K.
8 minutes to go in the first half, and even he has a penalty, which is crazy to say. Man in motion, that's Grady. Play fake, Cameron Duty. 2nd and 5, goes back the other way, and it's a first down to the 20-yard line.
Wow.
Hauled in by Charlie Elliott.
And that's the second string Charlie Elliott, but he looked like a first-string starter on that one. Great route run, great execution of the play action.
6-3 Florida, but Dallas is knocking on the door, trying to get the game's first touchdown. In the red zone, handoff to James. And Florida's run defense has been pretty impressive. Their defense over the last month has been impressive.
Oh, definitely. And this is when you need to be your best. You've got to keep field goals, not great, but you definitely don't want them putting 6 up on you.
2nd and 8. James in the backfield will take the counter. And Travius James quickly wrapped up at about the 15-yard line. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Talons.
Yeah, and James was a lot of hands were trying to bump that ball free, but James just held on tight.
Bunch to the left for Dallas. And to settle for 3 down here earlier in the game. Duty, 5-step drop, fires to the sideline, caught. Lockley with his third catch. He's got half of Duty's completions. 1st and goal, Dallas.
Yeah, rolled the dice a little bit. Looked like he had a tight end there on a shorter route going to the outside, but decided to go to Lockley, and that turned out to be the wiser decision.
Favors was trailing him. We get a pylon cam look at the feet. Looked good to me.
You can tell what brand of socks they're wearing.
Which brand is that?
Paint.
1st and goal at the 6. I don't want to know how you know that so quickly. Handoff. That is James. Remember, he didn't get a handoff on 1st and goal from the 1. He got it 1st and goal at the 6, but only managed 2 yards.
Don't forget about him, though. I mean, just keep that running game alive, especially here.
2nd and goal at the 4. Could Florida come up with 2 different goal line stops in the first half? The sun is starting to hit the windows here in Dallas. Handoff, James, and James cut down at the line of scrimmage. That was an excellent play up front. Tackle made by Jefferson.
Here we go. Good goal line stand so far. And you got to hold tight and show some discipline.
The shadows in between the 5 and the goal line here. 3rd and goal at the 4. Play fake, Duty. Cameron Duty all day to throw. Going to take off and run. Looking for the goal. Stopped at the 1. Will they go for it?
Well, yeah, you can't blame them if they do, but we talked about discipline, and they showed it. All the defense stayed in their lanes, knew what their role was on that play, and just waited for the quarterback to go to the outside, and they shut it down.
A touchdown-saving tackle. We saw Cincinnati score on a 4th and goal from the 1. Florida's defense playing extra tight. Here's a look down the line.
Oh, my gosh.
Almost another face mask.
Yes.
We'll see what Dallas elects to do in a game that has been a struggle to get into the end zone. A field goal would tie it, and that's what they'll do. They'll kick the 18-yard field goal to tie the game at 6. They probably know, as the field goal is good, Dallas probably knows Florida's not going to score a bunch of points. It's not like they're going to score 30.
I thought you were going to say Dallas knew it was a bingo number.
No. Florida is not a team that's going to win a shootout, so they probably figure points are points in this one. We live to fight another day. So
we got
18 is the next number off the board. 6-6. Wow.
Here we go.
4:07 to go in the first half. And, Cincinnati-St. Louis was kind of a low-scoring game too, but that one had a lot of excitement. This one's been a little bit more methodical and a little more sloppy here in the first half.
Sloppy is the first word I would have said.
So the boot is away, and it will not be returned. 4 yards deep in the end zone. Joe Francis hasn't really had a lot of time on the field. Dallas is dominating time of possession, but Sauce K with 12 carries for 76 yards.
Yeah, he's knocking on the century mark here relatively early in the game. Let's see if maybe he can hit that here before the end of the half.
Total yards 112 to 111 in favor of Dallas. Rutledge goes in motion, just 20 passing yards for Florida. They'll hand it off to K, trying to run right and quickly taken down. Good pursuit angle there by the linebacker, Trevance Roberts.
Yeah, that was a big hit. And he stayed in his lane and just shut it down.
90 rushing yards in total for Florida, and it looked like K missed a cutback. Dallas was kind of shifting right, but he had a lot of space.
Yeah, he was running to the blue jerseys. I don't know why. He could have cut up like you said and got at least a couple more out of it.
2nd and long now. Roberts' second tackle, 3:35 to go in the first half. Juan needs one more number for a Hugo, and Roberts is there again to meet K. So Dallas saying, you know what, we've had enough of this run game. You're going to have to throw on us to beat us.
That's right. I'd like to see how he does on those straight, downfield runs. He's doing a lot of cutbacks, and it looks like, to your point, that Dallas is making some adjustments. They're keeping linebackers there in those lanes, waiting for him to do that, just shutting it down.
That was a hand to the throat by Sauce K. 3rd down and 12. Tough spot for Joe Francis here. Back to throw. And Joe Francis he tried to take off and run, but he took a sack. Second sack of the day. That's Thomas. And Dallas will get the ball with the full 2 minutes in complement of timeouts.
Yeah, they had 3 down linemen rushing the quarterback, and then they had Trevor Roberts waiting in the middle for him if he was going to run. It was a well-executed play. You also have to tip your hat to the defensive backs and their coverage downfield.
Man, they doubled up Ryan Van Holten, and really nice job by the offensive line there from Florida, but this O-line continues to struggle to protect Joe Francis, one of the worst offensive lines statistically in the league. The punt is away, and it's a great one inside the 20, and breaking a couple of tackles at least gives Dallas some decent field position at the 28.
Well done, Joshua. That was a nice punt, but you punted it so long that your team couldn't catch up to
Outkicked your coverage there a little bit.
Ready? 10-2 stop.
2:17 to go in the first half of play. Play action, Duty dumps it off, and then immediately the tight end is plastered to the turf, a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, it looks like they were doing a 3-4 look on that play, and just stayed back. I think they were expecting some short dumps on that one.
2 minutes to go, 6-6, Florida and Dallas. The Sharks hanging tough once again, but can they get a victory out of the picture? Charles Doherty and Cameron Irvine, the 0-6 Sharks, still playing tough against the 5-1 Dallas Talons. Cameron Duty dumps it off. That's a first down to the 40-yard line. All 3 timeouts for Dallas. They'll wait until under 40 seconds to start taking it.
Yeah, good decision there on first down. You didn't have anything downfield, had to dump it off and give it to your halfback to see what he can do after the catch.
Duty underneath and overthrew it, nearly intercepted. Probably his first inaccurate pass of the day. That ball was knocked away by Florida's Avery Sumler.
Yeah, Avery Sumler looked like he has some very long arms.
Go, gadget arms. 2nd and 10. Duty will take the check down and running out of space. That's Walls. Lost 3 yards.
Yeah, had to get rid of that one. Would have been better if he just threw it out of bounds.
Minute and a half left. Florida hoping to maybe get another opportunity at points before the break. Duty down the middle of the field. Caught. First down to the 39. That's Grady. And a pickup of 25.
Yeah, great. Grady showed a great route running on that in between the zone coverage. And the smart thing with Duty just was getting a little bit of pressure, and I was able to get rid of it right in time.
That pass is caught into the sun down to about the 19-yard line, and that's Walls again, who's been really active in the game plan today, his 3rd catch.
Yeah, that's a nice weapon to have in your arsenal when you have a halfback that is so effective in those deep routes. Normally, when the farther they go from the line of scrimmage, their hands get worse when it comes to receiving.
This down here has been the problem for Dallas really today. They have 2 red zone trips, but just 2 field goals to show for it. They're trying to get points just before the half. We are down to 53 seconds to go in the first half. Dallas holding on to the 3 timeouts. Duty to throw. Cameron Duty against a 4-man rush. The pocket's breaking down just a little bit. Duty's got to find someone to get it. Oh my goodness, what a knockdown. A terrific play. We're not going to get another look at it. Woo.
That diving play, I think it was Derek Marsh out there that stretched out.
2nd and 10 for Duty. Throwing into the flat. That's Neil Rivers, but Rivers lost a little bit of momentum as he turned around to make that catch down to the 16-yard line.
Yeah, the ball placement was looked like it was a little short. If he would let him more to the outside, he would have been out and stopped the clock.
Dallas, now that they're in the red zone, they don't necessarily want to stop the clock just yet because they don't want to give Florida too much time to score before the end of the break. We are down to 25 seconds left in the first half. It's 3rd down and 8 for Dallas. And Dallas actually will call a timeout here with 20 seconds to go. They wanted to reset and make sure they had this right.
That's smart. Get settled in here. You got to walk away with some points here going in. The worst thing to happen is to make a mistake at this point in the game and this part of the field.
So 3rd down and 8. Dallas making sure that they got the right play call here for the right situation. They need the 8-yard line for the first down. Duty looking, just a 3-man rush, has to take the check down. Walls makes a man miss down to the 11-yard line, but cannot get in. And Dallas is going to have to settle for 3 again.
Yeah, definitely. Good stand there by Florida. And didn't see anything downfield. Had to check it off and couldn't have they were just swarmed. They're too fast. Their reaction time's too quick to get any positive yardage.
No, Dallas could go for it. Yes, they are going to go 4th and 3. They're going for it with 13 seconds. I was wondering why they called that timeout a little bit. Duty on 4th and 3. Fires it. It is picked off at the 4. Intercepted by Florida. Another empty red zone opportunity. Pass taken away by number 30. Ooh, what am I missing here?
I don't know. Trying to find
Where is he on our roster?
I am looking.
Pass was,
I think it was Irvine.
boy, he was looking for Lockley, and that was Favors. Ilias Favors, who's changed his number to number 30, makes the pick. They're just going to hand it off to Sauce and end the half. It was 4th and 3. Dallas still had a timeout left, but the throw was into triple coverage.
Yeah, the conservative coach in me is scratching my head. You just take 3 and go to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, that was a very aggressive call, and with Florida having 15 first half pass yards, they just haven't really had a ton of opportunities to throw the football. And after, essentially, it was Florida's penalties, which they had 6 of them, and Dallas's red zone woes, just 6 points and 3 red zone trips, is the reason why it's just 6-6.
Yeah, you got to give credit to Florida. I mean, they made a lot of mistakes, but so far it hasn't really impacted them that badly. I mean, they can make some adjustments here at halftime, but they're coming into the Lions' den here in Dallas. They are monsters at home, and so far they're holding their own.
Florida's going to get the ball to start the second half. Sharks 6, Talons 6. We'll be back for the second half in just a moment. You're watching the UFL on the Virtual Football Network.
This presentation of the UFL is intended for the private use of our audience. Any accounts or descriptions of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Back here in Dallas alongside Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine. Florida gets the ball to start the second half. Michael Turillo is here. He says the offense needs to pick it up. We've gone from too pass heavy to overly reliant on the run. Need to find some balance. And I don't disagree with him.
No, you can't. You can't make any arguments against that one. I mean, you can't be one-dimensional in this league.
173 to 109 in total yards in favor of the Talons. Francis is going to start the second half with a pass, and it is a completion to Mark Anthony, who broke out of 3 tackles and almost broke every tackle to the 39. Joe Francis is 4 for 4 for 44 yards in the game.
That's the type of play that builds up some energy, some excitement on your offense.
Anthony's first catch of the day. Joseph has a couple as well. They'll hand it to Kay, running left, and Sauce Kay cannot get around the edge. Picked up just a yard. He's still running solid, but Dallas has done a much better job on him since the first quarter.
And I think he's sticking to that run route too long. I mean, he needs to make an adjustment, and if he sees an opening, go upfield, down hit field.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Second down and 10. That's a pickup of 6 on the play. So a 3rd and 4 coming up for Florida. And Juan, to answer your question, yes, if you get multiple Yugos on the card, you would win a 5 booster drop for each of them. So you can win more than once. Did they jump again?
Like the tackle.
Oh my gosh, that's 7 penalties. What in the world? Florida distracted here today. 3rd down and 9 for Francis. And Francis has to get rid of it, and it's sacked.
Oh, boy.
And you could argue that the penalty destroyed the drive because it put Florida in a 3rd and long situation.
Oh, my gosh. That was a definite breakdown of blocking, especially by that right tackle.
Yeah.
Still shook up after the penalty.
Oh, my goodness. Watching the Florida offense this season, and I'm sure Turillo can attest because he's on the team, it's nails on a chalkboard. It's just every time they take a step forward and they take a step back. It feels like.
Yep. I thought they were going to make some adjustments, be a little more settled down, and in that series we saw some missed blocks and also that penalty.
But every time Joe Francis has had an opportunity to throw the football, he's completed it.
That's right.
That's the crazy thing about it. Cirillo asking if there's an awareness stat that contributes to penalties. There absolutely is. Duty 13 of 19 for 149 yards, but still, the UFL record coming into the game was 4 penalties by a single team in a game. Florida's up to 7 today. Duty on a play fake. There's a flag on the field. What's this one for?
Holding?
We're getting it all today. That's Dallas's second penalty and 9 accepted penalties in this ball game right now.
And still first down.
They're probably all thinking about their mothers and distracted.
The mothers are yelling at them from the stands. Get it together.
Your head
And off to
Nice run.
Travius James, first down.
That's the run you won after penalty. Holy smokes.
Are you familiar with the Adam Sandler animated Christmas special where the guy goes, "That's a technical foul"? That's what you said.
Okay.
And the obscure reference. I can't remember what it is. If Skippy was here, she'd remember what
There
it
you
is.
go.
Travius
Holy
James
smokes.
with a block and gets to the 34-yard line, a pickup of 10 yards.
That's a sweet one right there.
He's starting to pick it up.
And he's pointing.
He was closed down in the first half.
He's pointing at the defense saying, "Come get me."
Kadarius Parker with the tackle there for Florida. So first down for Dallas, 8:33 to go in the third quarter. 6-6. Sharks and Talons hand off to James. Will get 3 on the play. And that's what you want to see a little bit more out of Sauce there. James kind of found the lane and
You find the best opportunity.
Sumler on the tackle. Under 8 to go in the third. Second and 6, Dallas. Play fake. Duty has time to set his
Nice
feet.
throw.
And to the sideline, Neil Rivers with the catch.
Wow.
Down on his bench, 14 of 20 for Cameron Duty so far.
Yeah, that's a great sideline reception there. Unbelievable. Right at the last second. I mean, literally half a second late, it would not have been a completion.
Would have been picked. Oh, it looked like there was a little bit more separation than I originally thought there on that angle, but Neil Rivers continues to have a great season for the Dallas Talons. Lockley's at the bottom of the screen on quick, but he's been shut down so far today, and Cameron Duty can't find him open. Duty looking for someone else to get free, and the pass is incomplete. That is excellent coverage by Elijah Quick at the bottom of the screen on Lockley.
Yeah, that is outstanding coverage. There's also a little bit of pressure up front, I think, but the offense kind of held their own and gave time for that play to develop. But, man, good coverage downfield.
James right up the gut, got 7. 10 carries, 46 yards, 3rd and 3 for Dallas. It'd be a 52-yard field goal from here.
Yeah, the defense for Florida's got a hold here. Definitely got a hold.
8 crazy nights. Rob M's helping me in the chat on that Adams.
Nice.
3rd down and 3. Under 7 to go. Duty against the late blitz. The pass is caught, but it's short of the first down. Walls ran his route too short. 4th and 1. Does Dallas dare go for it again?
No, I would not. They might have learned their lesson.
It would be a either 50 or 51-yard field goal from here.
Maybe, I don't know.
It's a tough call. They've been in a couple of tough situations here today. Situationally, they are going to kick. This is a 50-yard field goal to put Dallas up 9-6. 50-yard field goal.
Oh!
Good.
Wow.
Woo! Almost missed it to the right.
That's 50 even.
50 even, and now a 9-6 lead for Dallas.
Smokes. There's not many bingo cards left, my friends.
Number 9 as well.
Number 9 as well.
All right, Charles, from the numbers from the first and second game combined, we now have 17 called. What you got?
All right, here we go. We've got 1, 3, 6, 7, 9, 10, 13, 17, 18, 20, 21, 26, 30, 33, 44, 46, and 50. I was trying to drag it out to the last moment.
It's amazing that in nearly 2 games, we have not had a 50-plus yard play of any kind, a touchdown or a field goal or anything like that.
There was no arc.
No, it was that was a line drive to Jackson.
Goal kick right there.
Okay, so Dallas has what to Florida fans might feel like an insurmountable 3-point lead, 9-6. But listen, Florida they have moved the football at times today, but just 118 total yards to show for it. They might. Let's see what they do here. They're going to give it to man. Dallas knows they are going to force Florida to beat them through the air.
Yeah, and that's Van Holten right there. Just they're showing Coleman there, but Van Holten just blew it up.
Ray, yes, 50 is different than 50 plus. 50 plus is anything over 50, and 50 is exactly 50.
I'm amazed you had to answer that question.
Poor Ray.
Ray, come on, Ray.
You're giving her such a hard time today. Juan's almost there 3 different ways.
There's a plus sign next to it.
2nd and 12. 5:48 to go in the third. Joe Francis out of the shotgun now. And they'll hand it off to K.
They're just dropping him
dropped
down
in the backfield.
Oh, my God.
Sauce K, what did he have at the end of he had, 74 yards about midway through the second quarter, and he has done nothing since.
Yeah, and great play by Beasley as well on that tackle in the backfield.
But Florida's just run pass. They like Torillo said, they've gone too conservative.
You can't be you have to have some changes.
Look at Torillo
coming out of the half.
Torillo said, shouldn't it be 51 plus? No, because then where do you put the 51? Come on, guys. You're killing me. 3rd and long. Francis in trouble and sacked on a corner blitz. A corner blitz by Brooks. And Florida's
just angry and evil.
Oh my gosh, they got to punt it away. That's the 4th sack they've given up.
Look how he just got threw him to the turf. Look at that. Get down.
And threw him right into, that was K. See, look, K whiffed on the.
That was a whiff. Holy smokes.
And then insult to injury, Brooks throws Francis right into K.
He is trying to block Van Holten, but throw your body at him something. You can't get him with just your hands.
Deep kick to the 34-yard line. But this has turned into, Zerillo just said, another frustrating game. Pure frustration for Florida. They are right there. They are so close to a win, and it's just, they just are not making the right decisions.
They're shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, it has been frustrating. But their defense continues to play excellent football and keep them in. Another flag. Here we go. Travius James around the end. Breaks a tackle. What's this call?
I didn't see it.
Offside on Florida. Now that's going to be declined, but another penalty. Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, that is great. That is crazy. Shooting themselves in the foot, Cam.
First down to the Dallas 47-yard line after the James big run.
18 Gator.
You know, Dallas has shot themselves in the foot in this game,
That's
too.
right.
Hand off to James. He'll pick up just 2. But, I mean, you think about the 3rd and goal at the 1 sack that they took. You think about the going for it on 4th and 3 at the end of the first half and throwing that interception. I mean, they've had opportunities in this game as well that they've squandered. 2nd and 8, 3.5 to go in the third quarter. Brady in motion. Play fake. Duty going deep. And it is knocked away by Elijah Quick on Rashad Lockley.
Oh, that was exciting. That was a hold your breath play right there. Look, did you see that arm on Duty? Wow.
Now it's 3rd and 8. You can't fault him for trying to get Lockley going. I mean, he's just been shut down, but Elijah Quick there again. Cameron Duty with a pocket breaking down. What a throw to Walls on a wheel route.
Holy mackerel. Again, I said it before, having a halfback like that's so dangerous on receiving, it's just a tool for your quarterback that he loves. I mean, you first thing you say is tight end, wide receiver one, okay, but if you've got a halfback out of the backfield that can run a deep route like that, and the perfect pass by Duty just led the receiver perfectly.
Taron Walls is a rookie. He is the pass-catching back in this offense. He has 6 catches. He leads the team in receptions right now because Lockley and Rivers are getting shut down. Here's James on the run to the 16-yard line, picks up 5.
Yeah, this defense is going to start getting tired here if they can't shut them down and get Dallas off the field.
Yeah, that couple of 3-and-outs here in this third quarter has got this defense a little gassed. 2nd down and 4. Field goal keeps it a 1-score game. Play fake. Cameron Duty sets his feet all day to throw. The sun's right in his eyes. He throws a foot interception down the sideline. 40. They're trying to cut him off, and it is a pick for Favors. His 2nd interception.
Holy smoke!
Duty had the sun right in his eyes, and I don't think he saw him.
How did he stay in bounds? I thought he was going to fall out of bounds. That's some body control right there.
Duty just turns around, and I mean, guys, he was not open. Ooh. That was close. I think the coach was saying maybe that foot was out of bounds. I don't know if it's.
Let's see. Here we go.
We're gonna get another look at it here.
Look at the Hayden socks.
No,
looked in. It's good. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, that was a tough angle. What a play by Florida's secondary.
They needed that. Oh man, did they need that?
Elias Favors with 2 interceptions in this game. Florida has not turned the ball over today, and they now have a 1st and 10 at the Dallas 44-yard line. Play fake. Francis needs to find someone to get open, and he does! Coming back with a football, Michael Joseph.
That's what a veteran does. Your quarterback's in trouble, can't find somebody. You go back to the quarterback and help him out, and that's what he did.
And Francis is still perfect. He's 5 for 5.
Look at that.
That was a wobbler.
Yep.
But Joseph, great job coming back to the ball.
That was great. Do that again.
Do what again?
The duck sound.
You did the duck sound.
Ready?
It came out of your mouth.
Put it on you.
1st and 10 at the Dallas 24-yard line. Back to K. Sauce K picks up 2.
I think that's what Sauce K needs to do. Nothing fancy. Just attack the gaps. Don't, stay away from those sweep runs. Just, run downfield. Run downhill.
Because of the sacks, Florida credited with 28 passing yards in the game. 2nd and 8. Francis going to throw. Francis over the middle, inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. Joseph again, stepping up huge on this drive. Francis 6 for 6.
Yeah, we talked about Duty and that great pass where he led the halfback out of the backfield. That was a great lead pass as well.
Now this is Florida's first trip into the red zone today. They reworked their red zone offense coming in. This is K on the handoff. Dallas all over it, got maybe half a yard.
This is big. This is big for Florida. You gotta at least walk away with 3.
2nd and goal when we come back. End of the third quarter in Dallas. Hasn't been pretty, but it sure has been interesting. 9-6 Dallas over Florida.
Going into the 9th inning.
Unbelievable. 2nd down and goal at the 7-yard line. Alongside Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine here with you. Francis trying to stay perfect on the day. He does. Down to the 4. That pass hauled in by Mark Anthony. Francis 7 for 7. Here's the biggest 3rd down of the game.
Yeah, what are they going to do?
On the set.
They have 5 touchdowns and 14 red zone trips this season. 3rd down and goal at the 4. Francis going to throw. Francis looking for someone to get open and sacked again.
Oh my gosh.
Briggs with 2.5, and Dallas has 5 in the game. Florida will have to kick.
Oh my gosh. It was like standing on the side of the rails watching the train wreck about to hit you. And that's 92. There's nothing he could do. Great coverage downfield. And, you scream for him to, hey, run. But there's nothing you can do. You just got to watch this happen.
And look at Sauce K again. Sauce K confused about who to block or what. Yeah, that's something you know, again, we talked in the other game about the wide receivers in pass block. You know, these running backs in pass block, that matters too. You got to
crucial.
You got to pick up the help where you're needed. This is a 31-yard field goal. 31-yard field goal for Florida. That kick is good, and we are tied at 9 with 6 field goals. And 31 is our 18th called number since we started it. Still looking for our first bingo of the day.
Yeah, Cards aren't looking too good so far.
9-9. Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Let's see how Dallas responds on offense here.
And if you're Dallas, you got to be thinking, are we for real? We went to St. Louis and put up 41, and we can't get away from this Florida team that's shooting themselves in the foot.
Right.
Like, I mean, what is happening? You can tell the fans are a little bit nervous in this building right now.
They should be.
This isn't the first time Dallas has played down to competition at home. They survived Chicago, who only has 1 win at home. That was a 24-17 victory, I do believe. Cameron Duty has played fine, but the 2 interceptions inside the 20-yard line are the difference in the game.
60 Pittsburgh.
And now's the time you got to forget the mistakes and just focus on moving the ball downfield.
Ooh! James is lit up in the backfield by Marsh. Wow.
Well, that was the marsh, the swamp, and the bayou. Fell on him. Holy smokes.
Wow. That was a hit.
Ouch.
Unblocked.
Golly. How'd they get up after those hits? I'm amazed.
2nd and 11 after the 1-yard loss. Duty hands it. Oh, good
that was big
play.
time right there.
Defensive end, loss of 4.
Oh, that was big time right there.
Monte Jefferson.
A lot of strength there just to stay on the edge, get past the block. The pull looked like it was a pulling guard. You're just able to throw him to the side and make that tackle in the backfield. Impressive.
Wow, 3rd and long for Dallas as they tried to reestablish the run game. I don't blame him after that interception from Duty. He's not. He's had some trouble making decisions today. 3rd and 15. Duty, clean pocket, going long, and in one-on-one coverage, that's caught by Neil Rivers down to the 4 to 17.
Oh my gosh. Oh my, that's right. Point downfield. That was a wonderful catch. That's what your team needed. Able to bring it in with tight coverage. Just threw it up, and it was made the best man win.
Well, and and Lockley hasn't been able to get separation on Quick, but guess what? Neil Rivers is just too tall, 6'4", 240.
Showed some hops too.
A 57-yard catch, and Dallas is back in business with 9:08 to go. Back inside the 20. Fake the throw. Nice block. Duty flies to another pick. Are you kidding me?
Oh, no.
Pass intercepted by Harrison Quick, his first of the season.
Unbelievable. Oh, my gosh. After that great block in the backfield, I thought we were going to be looking at 6, but that was not a good pass. I'm sorry. Duty just threw right into the coverage there. You had to have seen that cornerback coming over.
Cameron Duty is rattled. He was, well, hold on. We got a bingo here. Churchill, ID card number 12. And you got it down the row.
Nice.
That's our first of the day. Congratulations to Mr. Churchill. And now we got a booth review. This is going to stand. But I want to go back to Cameron Duty and the issues that he's had today, because we have not seen Rashad Lockley get locked down like Elijah Quick has done on him today. And because that option has not been open, Cameron Duty looks a little lost out there today.
Things too.
Yep.
That was definitely a forced pass in the end zone.
9 minutes to go. Francis still perfect on the day. Hits Sauce K on a little check down. 8 of 8 for 81 yards, but it got no gain.
I think now's the time for Sauce K to kind of find some of that magic he had at the beginning of the first half. Your team's needing it.
2nd and 10, bunch off the left side. K around the left and got 4 to make it a more manageable 3rd down. 22 carries, 87 yards, about 4 yards a carry for K. That's about his season average.
Yeah. He was on fire. I mean, he was on fire, averaging about 5-6 yards per carry at the beginning of the game.
3rd and 6. Draw. What are we doing?
Oh, yeah. That was...
Does anybody want to win this?
I know. That was a head scratcher. Oh, my God. Beasley just shut that down. Yeah, this has got to be the best punt of his life for Nelson.
So Florida will punt it away. Oh, it's a doozy.
Smokes.
They got to wrap up and make the tackle, and they do at about the 20-yard line. 7:12 left. Florida goes 3 and out again. Look at Travius James. He's the opposite of Sauce K. Those were Sauce's numbers in the first half.
Yeah. I mean, it's the best part, which makes this as exciting, is you don't have to necessarily rely on the pass at this point.
Duty out of the gun, play fake. 4-man rush. Cameron Duty looking deep down the field. It is caught. Rashawn Lockley deep down the field. That's now 391 total yards for Dallas. Florida has 133.
It looked like he was just standing there waiting for the pass.
How did nobody get a hand on this?
It looked like he was like flat-footed.
Oh, the DB overran the pass.
But to my point earlier, if you have the run element still in the game, those play actions can work, and you can use them still, and you can throw them out.
Hand off James, and he is dragged down by Sumler. 2nd down and 9. It's like a repeat of the last drive.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, my goodness.
Stay focused, both sides.
An agonizing game on both sides. Lockley now 106 yards on 4 catches. Play fake Duty. Fires inside the 10. That's Grady down to the 4-yard line. 1st and goal.
I mean, that was almost as good as that last play. That play action was run to perfection.
And Grady's one of those weapons. It's like, okay, go to Grady, right? And Grady's a really good player, 10-season veteran in the UFL.
Yeah. And you throw to the vets at this point in the game. They've been here before.
1st and goal at the 4, 5.5 to play. Duty. Oh, look out! Lost the ball and Florida recovers. I cannot believe.
What is going on? Holy smokes! You were saying how good James was doing, and they I don't know why they did that. Holy smokes!
That was on a pressure off the outside. The linebacker, Bo Shepard. Cameron Duty is...
They had extra players in the block, and they didn't block. You see how he whiffed right around
the... I am beside my... I cannot believe this. 5:26 to go. 4 turnovers for Dallas. K on the carry, 1st down to the 13-yard line. He's up at 100 yards and gets his best run of the 2nd half.
Sauce has got to get spicy this time of the game. I think he's got to find that magic, like I said, from the first half. That was a great run on 1st down.
And listen, this would be an easy time for someone to call it, quote, bad AI. It's 2 teams that are failing to execute. There's nothing wrong with, they're just not executing the game plan. 1st and 10, under 5 to go. Play fake, the block is picked up, and Francis has Michael Joseph. Oh, Joseph to the 42-yard line. Francis is 9 of 9 in a 9-9 game.
At this point of the game, those play actions are killing the defense. Well, exception of that interception in the end zone. I stand corrected.
Look at Joseph.
That look he
putting
gave
the
me.
team on his back. No, the look I was giving you was my apologies
Scorn. That was laced with scorn.
It was laced with spraying it while I said it. That's what it was laced with.
Look at the screech.
Oh my gosh. 1st and 10, 4:16 to go. Joe Francis has not thrown an incompletion today. Francis middle, 10 for 10 at midfield, near a first down for Florida.
That's amazing. That was a very aggressive call on first down to be passing the way they've been running it so far at this point in the game. 2nd
and 3. K's in the backfield, 3:40 left. Hand it to Sauce, and Sauce, did he get the first?
Oh, they got to give it to him.
3rd and 1.
Oh, man. I thought, well, whatever.
Bernstein on the tackle, his 4th. 3:26 and counting. Anthony's to the bottom of the screen. K's got an offset line to the right. That's where he's going. Sauce K
he got
the first down.
Oh, my gosh. Why they picked that gap to run up, I have no idea. Did you see the opening in the A gap? That's incredible.
Man, look at
Well,
it closed pretty quickly. I'll give Dallas some
Yeah.
credit. They did close it, but
look what you're running into. The Blue Sea.
my goodness. First down for Florida. They are just about 15 yards outside of field goal range. 2:40 left. K is out for fatigue. This is Jones in the backfield. He takes the carry, broke off a tackle, and managed to get 2 yards.
It's a nice run. It's great when you bring a back off the bench and able to get that type of performance.
What a doubleheader. We saw a 20-13 game that was very entertaining. Lots of offense. This one has been sloppy and almost just as fun. Hey, on a draw. First down to the 38-yard line. 2-minute warning. A clever draw as Florida is marching for potentially win number 1 of the season.
Oh, what a play. Sauce is finding it, and it's right time of the game. Great run up the middle.
30 runs, 10 passes. Every pass has been complete from Francis. Hand off to K. First down, K to the 25-yard line, and now Dallas will start calling timeouts because Florida is in field goal range.
Where was this? I mean, he lost it, and now he's got it back. Is the defense tired? What's the offensive line got to talking to? What is going on? It's like they're playing completely different than they had the middle part of the game.
Bernstein with his 5th tackle. Florida just crosses over the 200-yard threshold. First down and 10 at the 25. Nothing's a guarantee in the UFL. Even a winless Florida Shark team coming to town. Can't make the man miss. And Clay gets to the 13. Timeout, Dallas.
Oh, what a move. That was incredible. Oh, my gosh.
K splitting the move.
Show it again, please.
No replay. That's a crime.
Oh, my God.
So Dallas is down to 1 timeout, 1:49 left in the 4th quarter, 9-9. There have been no touchdowns in the game. Bunch left. Dallas running out of time. Hand off to K. I thought they were going to call a false start on Mark Anthony. Timeout. Dallas, they have none left.
That too,
yeah.
Tight bunch?
Yep.
Holy smokes.
It looked like he moved.
He did. He did moonwalk.
It's too late to bring that back. second down at 11. So Dallas is now out of timeouts. Florida they can't run the clock out. They need another first down, ideally, to not give Dallas the football back. They hand it off to K. K gets down to the 11-yard line, and now, listen, Joe Francis is 10 for 10. It's 3rd and 8. Do you run it again and just try to hope that Dallas can throw an 80-yard bomb and beat you?
I'd walk away with 3 at this point.
3rd down and 8. K's in the game. They'll hand it to Sauce. Gets in for the touchdown. Sauce K with her first touchdown of the game. And Florida gets a red zone touchdown.
Genius coaching. No, that was very great execution. Blocking as well. Holy smokes, that blocking up front was incredible. And Sauce has just found it. He found it. He lost it, like I said, late in the first half and early second half, but man, it's back and it is on fire.
Well, Florida just ran them down. They just beat Dallas to a pulp. That's now a 16,
shoot.
a
I
16
missed it.
on the board for
Sorry,
Florida.
folks.
But I missed the yardage. Can anybody help us in the chat? The yardage on that Sauce K run. He had 9 carries, 58 yards on that drive. We do have a 16 off the board for Hugo. But we need I think it may have been 11, but I can't say for certain. We need some help, folks. 11 and 16, says Evan. Go ahead and put 11 on the board. So we are up to 20 Hugo numbers. This is the last call for Hugo, the last time we're going to call him. Go ahead, Charles.
All right, here we go fast. 1, 3, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 13, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 26, 30, 31, 33, 44, 46, and 50.
All right, 120 left. That's the last call for Hugo. If you have those numbers, great. If you don't, better luck next time. 10-second runoff for Dallas on all plays in the field of play that do not stop the clock. Like this one, that pass is caught at the 42-yard line. 1:13 to go. You're going to get a 10-second runoff. Neil Rivers with the catch.
Yeah, don't be celebrating too early there, Rivers. You had a good game, but still a lot left.
102 left. Florida needs one more stop. Dallas is very explosive in the pass game. Duty down the field. Oh, Rivers got it jarred loose. Incomplete.
I thought he had that. Great defense.
55 seconds left now for Dallas. They're on their own 41. They're okay.
Yep.
You just, at some point, you want to be able to stop the clock to reset things. You don't constantly want to be in the middle of the field. Duty's pass is caught down the sideline. Cannot get out of bounds to the 44-yard line. 10 seconds off the clock. Taylor with the catch.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, this is going to go down to the last second, Cam.
Another one.
Oh,
Back-to-back here.
Gosh.
38 seconds left. Duty out of the gun. Clock still running. Cameron Duty looking for someone to get open. The pass is caught in the middle. It's great into the 24. 10-second runoff down to about 18 seconds. If Dallas has another play and in the field of play, they could end up running out of time. This is going to be very close. 16, 15. Cameron Duty throwing 12, 11. They have no timeouts. 10-second runner. Florida is going to win the game.
Oh, Connor Orlando with the biggest play in the game with that sack.
The Florida Sharks are winless no more on a sack on a last drive stop. 16-9. Florida, unbelievable.
Oh my gosh. That was unfortunate for Dallas. They were driving. I thought we were going to have a jump in the end zone to see who was going to be able to pull it in, but man, Connor Orlando ended that idea quickly. But I got to go back to Sauce K and his play here late in the game. He put the offense on his back. I mean, Joe Francis was consistent all game. There were a lot of mistakes. The team adjusted, rebounded from all those mistakes. And in the last part of the game where it mattered, the Sharks, they've made a lot of other teams in this league open their eyes.
Another very low scoring, very defensive game. But you know what, Charles? Not every team in the UFL is going to play the same. And Florida has a couple of corners on the outside that showed today in probably the most difficult matchup they could ask for. They showed today that they're probably the best secondary in the league, and it kept them alive in this game enough.
Yeah, definitely. And they also kept Ben Holton in check as well. I mean, Joe Francis was, I think, consistent throughout the game. When all the other positions were making mistakes, he was the one steady element, and I'm going to give him the game ball because he didn't make any mistakes. No interceptions, 10 for 10. Was it 10 for 10?
10 for 10. He didn't have an incompletion. When have you ever seen a stat line
That's
10
what you
for
expect
10?
the leader of your team to do. And he did. And he brought everybody together. He maybe had some words with Kay there on the sideline and taking him out. Latter part of the game when they needed him most, and he executed.
Unreal. Briggs had 2.5 sacks. Dallas overall had 5 sacks on him. But Elias Favors, unclaimed, made two of the biggest interceptions of the Florida Sharks season. And I totally get Joe Francis and Sauce K, but, I mean, he kept them believing. He kept them believing. Wow, what a game. Final thoughts, Charles, on this unbelievable doubleheader in the UFL today.
Oh, man, it was so fun, Cam. Thank you for letting me do this. And, I mean, both teams, the Sharks and the Talons, well, actually, both teams, so evenly matched. I mean, look at the score here. Florida needed this game desperately, and it was a huge win for them coming in and getting Dallas, perfectly home. I was so impressed by what Florida needed to do after overcoming all those mistakes.
And Joey, yes, correct. It's the first time any quarterback has never had an incompletion in league history. Your final score, Florida 16, Dallas 9. For Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine. Happy Mother's Day, and thanks for joining us on an unbelievable UFL Sunday. See you Tuesday, everybody. Good night.